I'm Jaana Mäkelä from Spatineo, and I will give this webinar to you, and I will talk about a very important topic and very interesting topic about open spatial data and open spatial data web services and the usage of the services. If you have any questions during the presentations, please use the chat and I try to answer your questions during the webinar or just after. But please ask anything you have in your mind. So let's start. Something about the background. In many countries, many public organizations, they have services and spatial data, and they are now thinking about, are anyone using the data, which data sets are used, how do the users find the services and the data. And now I will show in my webinar some really good examples about the usage, and I will tell about 3 case studies. They are the Finnish organizations that provide very important spatial data for both public and private organizations and citizens as well. So the 3 case studies cover the Finnish Environment Institute, the National Land Survey of Finland, and the Finnish Transport Agency. So I will show you some facts about the usage and some very interesting information about the services. Then about the what means really open spatial web services. It means that the datasets the service provides can be freely used, both by public organizations and private companies without any compensations. So they are free of charge and also free of charge to all citizens that want to use the data. Also, the data can be added value by the private companies. They can create and develop new products and services and sell those products further without asking the data provider any other promise to use. So very important are these services, because when data was first opened, mostly download services were available, so that the users had to download large, even national wide data sets, and it was very complicated and difficult to use those data. But now spatial web services, just like WMS, WMTS or WFS services are available, and these services make the use of the open spatial data very, very easy, because they are based on standards, and it's very easy to use them in different applications and services. My first example is from the Finnish Environment Institute SYKE, because they opened all spatial data sets already year 2008. And unfortunately this list is in Finnish, but I will tell you something about the facts. So this table shows the amount of downloaded national data sets or data packages from 2007 to 2010. And in year 2007, all the users have to pay for their data. So you can see that, for example, here, these are the groundwater areas, these are the protected areas, these are the Natura 2000 areas, So only 22 data sets were downloaded about the groundwater data. And also the other data sets, very few data was actually used. From May 2008, actually you can see the increase in the use of the data because all the data sets were opened. And you can also see how the use increased during 2009 and 2010. So already then SYKE could see what were the benefits of opening the environment data, because it's very essential for all infrastructure planning and all kind of planning at the national level, but also internationally. How does it look now? The Finnish Environment Institute is one of our customers, and they are using Spatineo Monitor to analyze the users and usage of their data now. So it's very easy to see who are using which organizations, public organizations or private companies are using the data. So let's look now some statistics about 2014 and 2015. So here is statistics about one spatial data service called Inspire Hydrography service. It's a WMS service. And from the left hand side you can see that during the year 2014 there has been almost 7,000 different users, and one user means an IP address that has been requesting the data from the service. And the amount of requests is over 9 million, so quite in the usage compared to the, for example, to the 2009 or 2010. And here on the right hand side you can see the same service, usage of the same service 2015, and here you can see that the total amount of users is over 24,000, so it's 4 times bigger than last year. And also the amount of requests is almost 16 million requests, so almost double. So this is a very easy way to compare how the usage have been increasing and who are using. And also you can see that this statistics shows that from different countries the users come from, so mostly from Finland, but also from other European countries and even from United States as well. My other example is the National Land Survey of Finland, who made the decision to open all the topographic data freely available 2012, so 1st of May was the great day for them. They launched the Spatial Web Services and provided, for example, the topographic database, topographic maps in different scales, elevation model, laser scanning data, all aerial photographs and orthophotos, freely available to all users who want to use them. So this was a very huge step in the Finnish open spatial data strategy, and also showed a great way how to increase the use of spatial data nationally, but also internationally. I want to show you one statistics about the Aalto University in Finland made a study about the effects of open topographic data after 1 year of opening the topographic data of National Land Survey. And you can see here some information, all users that has been downloading data from the National Land Survey services had given their email address, so a questionnaire was sent to all the users, and quite many of the users answered, actually almost 4,000 respondents and users to the questionnaire. And you can see here on the blue color that how many percentage of the users has been earlier users, so they have used the topographic data before, and the yellow color shows the new amount of new users. So, for example, in the public sector, 1/3 of the users of open data were new ones. And what was quite interesting was that the small and medium private companies, almost over 40% of those were new users. So this was really beneficial, the opening of the data to those private companies. From large enterprises, 1/4 of all the users were new users. So also they were using the topographic data that they haven't been using before. And of course citizens. It was very important for the citizens to be able to get from the services maps that they can use in their free time, in their outdoor activities, and so on. So this was, I think, a really good sign, even after 1 year of opening, that the services are used and the data is used. So now if we look at the August 2016 and we look at the one service of the National Land Survey of Finland, it's the map service, WMS service. So you can see that the most used data layers are the base map. The base map is the topographic map covering the whole Finland, and it's a very important base map for different applications and planning applications. And also the orthophotos, they are used a lot. So based on my experience, a lot of data is now collected at the office from orthophotos, from the topographic maps, instead of going to the field. For example, the Forest Center of Finland, they told that after opening of the topographic data, they could change their internal processes so that they started to collect the important and essential data from the forest areas, from the orthophotos and topographic databases, and they could decrease a lot the work in the field. And they could spend even €500,000 during 1 year because of changing the processes. Okay, let's continue. To make interesting reports and useful reports. For example, now we have so-called executive reports that show the most important key performance indicators of the spatial web services, so that it's very easy to recognize the trends of the services, how they are performing, what is the quality of the services, but the important thing is to see how the usage of the services is increasing or decreasing, and which are the most popular datasets. So let's look a bit closer to the users and usage of the service. So here is again some statistics about from the services of National Land Survey of Finland from August. So here is the information about all the services they are providing, and we can see the trends. So here are the trends from February to August, and we can see that after the summer it has been decreasing. For example, in August compared to the last month, the amount of users was increasing almost 40%. So the amount of users were 237,000, and the number of requests has been also increasing the whole year. So this month 476 million requests, so increase 20% compared to the last month. And also we can see from here the usage compared to previous years, so that there is every year huge increase. So it's very informative to look at these figures and trends and see at a glance how the usage has been increasing or changing. And also we give some information about the user visit frequency. So how many percentage of the users are using the services every day, at least once a week, or less often. Also, it's possible to see which are the most popular datasets. For example, here from August, we can see that here is the background map series that is actually used by the governmental agencies and public organizations very much as a background map in their own services. Also, this topographic map has been very popular, and also these real property units. These are all data that are available free of charge to the users. Also, we get some information about the trending datasets. For example, here are some real estate property unit information that has been used more than before, and those general maps in different scales. It's also possible to get information how the users find the services and the data. So we give information about the top origins for service requests, and for example here we can see that here is the Finnish national geoportal, and that has been the most used place to find the data and use the services. And I think it's very important to see where the requests to the spatial web services come from. So it's possible to improve some of the, for example, applications if people don't find them, or web maps, or whatever organizations are providing. Now I have the third case. Here is the Finnish Transport Agency. They have open datasets that include information about different transport networks, such as roads, railways, and waterways. And these are all have been very important datasets for both private companies and public organizations in Finland. As well, these transport networks at the European level generally are very important datasets. For example, the road network, the national database DigiRoad, it contains the geometry of the road and street network, and also a lot of different attribute data related to the network. Now in June this year, also the waterways data was opened, so there are the nautical chart data and fairways, and these have been very popular now among the users. Also, the transport agency delivers the data through Spatial Web Services very easily to the users. So if we look at the executive report of the services of the transport agency from July, we can also see the huge increase, both among the users and the amount of requests to the services during this year. So once again, it's very easy to see how the services are used and what is the trend. Also, we can say the trend compared to the previous years, and also there is a huge increase between last year and this year already. Also here you can see which are the most popular datasets. As I mentioned, the nautical chart data, such as depth curves, depth points, have been very popular. So it's really good, I think, for the transport agency to know that all the resources they have put to open the waterways has been worth doing. So here were some of the examples in Finland, but definitely it's possible to do this kind of analysis in each countries. So the Spatineo Monitor is available in different languages, and all the users of Spatineo Monitor get this kind of easy reports and very informative reports. As a conclusion, I would like to say that my opinion is that the open spatial web services are really important, and the use is increasing all the time. Not only in Finland, but I have got feedback from different countries in Europe, and all the professionals say that the services are used more and more. And it seems that now, at the moment, the national geoportals are now important sources for finding and evaluation of open spatial data and the services. But I believe that in future, more and more web maps and mobile applications are based on open spatial web services, both commercial applications and applications provided by public organizations. And one good example is the water map that was published by the Finnish Environment Institute last summer. So that provided, for example, ecological information about the waters to citizens and organizations. So thank you for listening, and now it seems that there are some questions. You can write now the questions, or you can contact us later. I'm happy to provide you more information about Spatineo Monitor, and also I'm happy to talk with you about the use of spatial web services in general. There is one question now. For example, National Land Service, they have a lot of different kind of databases which they use for developing data products. And now the National Land Service is able to see which of these products are used or are they used, so they can even decide that they won't develop some of the products anymore, but put their resources on the most popular ones. Of course, they have the obligations to provide certain products, but those that are not essential, they can make decisions how to invest them in the future. Yes, I didn't mention in this webinar, but of course Spatineo Monitor, because we have the data of the usage and also the availability of the services, we can produce those Inspire reports that are required to deliver to the European Commission, and they include all the data that is essential. So it's only takes 1 minute to run an Inspire report at the end of the year, and then it's ready to be delivered further. Okay, but thank you for attending. We will send you some information and also my email address and contact information, so please contact me if you want to know something more or continue discussions. But have a nice day, everyone, and have a good day with the open spatial data or spatial data and spatial data services. Bye-bye. Yes.